Welcome to TCTV USA, an open conversation platform for business, social, health, tech, news, events, climate, entertainment, sports, fashion, resources, and even the wildlife. My name is Tony Shira and this is TCTV1 Roundup. On the show, a gun-toting individual is struck by a police patrol vehicle. Maui bursts into flames. Buildings were destroyed. From Jamhuri, no one gets late, no one gets locked out. It is the title's season. EGH, CGH, TC, TV, ETC, you name it.
You should be honored
Yes.
with a state commendation. How does that make you feel?
Well, it's
It's about time. Also, an EGH is put behind bars even as US Ambassador to Kenya, Meg Whitman, presents a high investment pitch.
Kenya is the leading regional financial hub.
Our client spotted a very beautiful girl.
For this premium bride, even 21 million Kenya shillings isn't enough for her dowry. Now, imagine aerobics in a reggae style. All that is coming up, but before we jump into it, if you have something that the diaspora should know, reach out to tctv1usa@gmail.com. Wherever you are on the planet, this is your channel. Welcome. A 33-year-old African-American suspect was put in custody after what was seen as a threat to public and self. The visibly disturbed individual was brandishing a gun at people while putting it to own forehead in the middle of an intersection in North Belmore, Long Island, New York. The individual had fired multiple shots into the air before Nassau County Police intervened. Officers used their patrol vehicle to stop the threat by striking and incapacitating the individual. The individual was taken to custody, the loaded gun recovered, and was taken to hospital with minor injuries. The suspect will be facing charges including menacing, reckless endangerment, drug charges, and weapon charges. Investigations are ongoing. Last week, as Kenya commemorated August 7, 1998 terrorist bomb attack, a different kind of tragedy was taking place, this time on the US state of Hawaii. A series of wildfires broke out on the island of Maui, causing widespread damage, killing at least 114 people and leaving approximately 850 others missing in the town of Lahaina. The wind-driven fires prompted declaration of emergency and activation of the Hawaii National Guard and evacuations. An estimated 2,200 buildings were destroyed, including major historic landmarks in Lahaina. It is estimated that the damage cost could be in the range of $6 billion. President Joe Biden and the First Lady landed in Maui August 21st to visit the charred remains of Lahaina and to meet the survivors. Talking about fires, summertime appears to be synonymous with wildfires, especially in the Pacific Northwest of the US. As we air this broadcast, the skies up above are covered with smoke, which has degraded air quality from British Columbia all the way down to California. Although it is said that this time fires in Washington came late, losses still run into billions of dollars. Steilacoom Park, Lakewood in Tacoma area of Washington is a region where many Kenyans reside and work. This week, the park was up in flames in a fire that threatened a total of 40 homes. Luckily, just luckily, no one was hurt and the fire was contained. With the fire still burning and air quality alerts in place at least until Tuesday, August 22nd, all I can tell you is seek more information, go to www.dnr.wa.gov. That's the State Wildfire Fighting Force. Be safe From Jamhuri. Recently, His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto and Deputy Rigathi Gachagua presided over the signing of performance contracts for the cabinet secretaries. It went well, but the one thing we all remember is CS for Trade, Moses Kuria, among those who were locked out for being late. We are yet to know whether he delivered his written explanation as was demanded by the president. Na ikumbukwe, traffic was not to be an excuse in that explanation. Looks like Kenyans' timekeeping has to upgrade with the new Kenya Kwanza regime in power. As we wait to know whether those explanations were made, no PS, no official was late to the party at the Foreign and Diaspora Affairs Ministry when CS Alfred Mutua replicated the performance contract signing for his ministry. Here is how it went down.
Are you ready? Yes.
With that done, diaspora can expect optimal performance and in any case, demand for it because a contract is now in place, formally. Moving on. Have you ever wondered how those titles like CGH, EGH, Order of Grand Warrior that come after someone's name are conferred on those individuals? Well, Mashuja Day is coming up on 20th October 2023, and the public is invited to nominate heroes and heroines for recognition. So, the National Heroes Council, established by the Kenya Heroes Act No. 5 of 2014, holds the mandate to identify, select, and provide for recognition national heroes and heroines. Now, the public is invited to propose suitable nominees to be recommended for declaration as heroes and heroines for this year. Nomination forms and additional information can be found on the Council's website, appearing below. Could this just be the opportune moment, by the way, for Kenyans in Washington to rally behind Chairman John Kimani of Northwest Kenyan Community Association for that recognition? If you think he deserves it, well, TCTV1 USA called it first. Take a look.
We have been very busy, but we are very appreciative of the Kenya Consulate Office and DC Corporation to come here and help our people in the Northwest. These people would have made the trips to go to DC, either DC or LA. So we appreciate the fact that they thought of us and they came here to give us these services.
Awesome, Chairman.
Yes.
It's been a long walk towards getting this realized, and you've been very consistent from the time I came to the US.
Yes.
I was introduced to you, and you've been doing this community work so selflessly.
Yes.
Today, someone suggested that you should be honored with a state commendation. How does that make you feel?
Well, it's you know, there are some things that you don't believe, because what I do is what is in my heart. I have passion for helping my people. You know, whether I get the title or not is not important. You know, I know it is important for you to see that happen.
Yes.
But to me, I will continue serving our people the same way I have, you know, been serving them. The title is okay, but if I don't get it, I'll continue serving our people as long as we have the support of our government.
You deserve it,
and that
Chairman.
is important.
You deserve it,
Yes.
Chairman, and thank you very much for
Thank you
speaking
very
to
much,
me.
Tony. You keep up the good work.
We've been
Yes.
speaking to TCTV1 USA with the chairman, Pacific Northwest Kenya Community, the
Amen.
one that was in charge of organizing this event, and he really does deserve state commendation for his work in this community.
Thank you very much, Tony.
Submissions should be received on or before 29th of August 2023. And of course, for you in diaspora, email is the best way to go. Nominations at nationalheroescouncil.or.ke. It's appearing down here, so you can just look at it and submit the name of the person that you think should get that recognition. Former Governor Uasin Gishu County and now Senator Honorable Jackson Mandago, EGH, was held in Nakuru Central Police on Wednesday, 16th August 2023, when he presented himself after saying he had heard that the DCI were looking for him. This follows a highly devastating scandal in which parents are said to have lost close to $1 billion Kenya shillings through a scheme established during his tenure as the governor, where students would be airlifted for education programs in Finland and Canada. Before presenting himself, a meeting had been convened earlier between county leadership, would-be beneficiary students, and their parents. The conversations seemed not to go in the way that they were expected. Take a look.
Number 1. Mulifika saa ngapi? Probably you don't expect me to ask such a question, but these are the people that you elected you for you to serve them. I may seem very foolish in front of you considering I am very young. Guga hajakula kitu tangu asubuhi. Tumeleta wazazi wetu ni wagonjwa, wengine wako na pressure, wengine wako na diabetes, wengine wako na depression. Mr. Chelili, nilisoma na watoto wako watatu. Nataka nikuulize swali moja. Unajua dawa ya depression? Do you know any antidepressant? You don't. Nilisoma na Berry B. Ako UK saa hii tukiongea. Nilisoma na Bernard ako Australia. Nilisoma na Bill ako Australia. Tulisoma primary. Mr. Barorot, tukikuwa meeting ulituambia kuna watoto wako wengine wako majuu. Ukasema ati ukaambia wa parents, si hao watoto wote ni wetu. Si wote ni wetu. Ako wapi mtoto wa Barorot hapa asimame? Ako wapi wa B? Ako wapi mtoto wa Mandago? No leader here. Now you have decided we are going to personalize things. Mr. Barorot, unajua dawa ya depression? Do you know any antidepressant of your mind? Any antidepressant? No. Mr. Mandago, any antidepressant? Do you know any antidepressant? No. Very good. Kuna students hapa wako on antidepressants. I want you to go, just for information's sake, muende mugoogle hata dawa ya depression ni nini.
When Mr. Mandago and the co-accused, one Mr. Joshua Lelei and Mr. Shadrach Rono, appeared before court, they took a plea of not guilty to the charges of conspiracy to steal money meant for international students. The fourth co-accused, a Mr. Joseph Maritim, was yet to appear, and a warrant for his arrest is still in force. The three were released on a bond of 2 million each, with a surety of similar amount, or an alternative cash bail of Kenya shillings 500,000 each. Talking about heroes. Some not very good news just in. War veteran Brigadier John Kiboko is dead. Brigadier John Kiboko died at Nairobi Hospital where he was receiving care, and he had accrued an unpaid bill of over 7 million Kenya shillings. Brigadier Kiboko will be remembered for requesting His Excellency President William Samoei Ruto to allow him to go to Kamiti Maximum Prison to help locate where the remains of the Independence War veteran Field Marshal Dedan Kimathi were buried, and at least be able to give him a hero's burial that he deserved. This was during the funeral of Field Marshal Mukami Kimathi, Dedan Kimathi's widow, in May 2023. Brigadier Kiboko will be buried at Ngorika in Nyandarua County on Friday 25th, 2023, and he dies at the age of 94. May he rest in power. The Eldoret town of Uasin Gishu County was hosting the 8th Devolution Conference. This is when Council of Governors meet to assess the progress in implementation of the devolved system of government since promulgation of the 2010 Constitution of Kenya. The conference brings together national and county governments, private sector, and the citizens. Among this particular conference's highlights was the US ambassador to Kenya, Meg Whitman's high investment pitch on behalf of Kenya that pundits have described as greater than what any Kenyan has ever made. Listen up.
Habari sa leo. Good afternoon. The presentation that you are about to hear is one that I have given many times over the past several months to encourage businesses to invest in Africa and Kenya. I want you to hear the pitch too and hope that you use the data for your own pitches. And I welcome you to add your county to this story. And the story is why Africa, why Kenya, and why your county. Kenya is the most stable democracy in Africa. Kenya is the gateway to the East African market of almost 500 million consumers. Kenya is the regional logistics hub. Kenya is the leading regional financial hub. And Kenya, with its Silicon Savannah and super smart engineers, is the region's ICT hub. Kenya is a leading destination for foreign direct investment and venture capital. And Kenya has a young, educated, entrepreneurial, and English-speaking workforce. Kenya generates, as I said, over 93% of its energy from renewable sources. And Kenya's largest export market is the United States.
Well, what follows is a host of sayings and proverbs, including one that a prophet is honored everywhere else except in his hometown. And while some observe that, others observe that nyani haoni kundule. Think about it. Meanwhile, when they say your network is your net worth, this Kera employee, Daniel Wambua, has a premium. More than 21 million Kenya shillings is what had been collected as almost enough to pay dowry for his girlfriend just before EACC brought his reggae to a stop. His account was frozen on the accusation of money laundering. In this Kenya Sihami clip, his premium relationship with this premium girlfriend brought together premium friends into a premium WhatsApp group to conduct a premium fundraiser to pay the premium dowry. Well, it is hoped that it will not end in premium tears. Danston Omari, the lawyer, had something to say about it. Listen up.
Our client spotted a very beautiful girl. Competition about that girl to seduce was very intense. He succeeded in convincing that girl, and dowry was put in place because the woman accepted our client. The competitors, having not been satisfied with the decision of the lady, went and got the EACC on board. And the EACC, its mandate is not to deal with the jilted lovers who have lost the competition of a woman. EACC maliciously moves to court and claims that our client is involved in money laundering. After our client was admitted by that woman to be a lover, he formed a group, a WhatsApp group of over 950 people to start the dowry collection. That dowry account is called Daniel Wambua Dowry Account. We have provided statements to that account. People started collecting money for dowry. The account was to run for 4 months because dowry was supposed to be paid on the 4th of August. 2023, and the celebration of that dowry payment to be done on the 5th of August 2023. Account opened on May, and people started contributing. By the 27th of July, that account had over 21 million shillings for paying dowry to this beautiful Kamba lady. EACC moves in and cheats the court that this is money laundering. It does not disclose the name of the account, that the account is Daniel Wambua dowry account. The account is frozen on 27. Still people continue sending money because dowry payment is on 4th. More than another 10 million shillings is collected on top. Come on 4th, our client cannot pay the dowry. The over 900 people who raised the money cannot understand why the money they raised, our client cannot pay dowry. Aggrieved with this, he has given us the bank statements that we have given specifically for dowry. We have gone to court to vacate those orders. Our client is having now a wife on loan without having paid dowry, which is a serious issue. So we expect the court to vacate those orders immediately and allow our client to pay dowry. We have very firm instructions to pursue EACC, because if the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, an entity created by the Constitution, whose mandate does not include the war on lovers, if it has entered that law to deal with people fighting over wives, people fighting over women, then that entity needs to be disbanded. We have provided all the evidence. We have equally provided very many evidences that our client who works at Kera does not earn a salary of 55,000 shillings. His salary is 171,000 shillings and above. 2, we have equally provided evidence that our client is a serious farmer, and he generates from his Matu farm an equivalent of every year at least 2 million shillings from the proceeds of cows, dengu, maize, goats, and very many other farming facilities. We have produced evidence of the type of mechanized farming that our client is involved in it.
Well, we end this roundup with this energizing video of a Rastaman's aerobics class. Remember to subscribe to the channel, and if you have anything that diaspora should know, reach out to us. TCTV1USA@gmail.com. My name is Tony Shira. See you on the next one.